So in this video, we will solve one or two problems regarding Cauchy-Riemann condition. So the question is, show that fz equal to z square is analytic. So the solution is, so the function is fz equal to z square. So which is equal to z equal to x plus iy square. So this is x square minus y square plus 2i xy. So our u is x square minus y square and v is, that is 2xy. So now we find out what is our Cauchy-Riemann equation. Cauchy-Riemann equation is del u by del x, which is equal to del u by del x, it is 2x. Then find out del u by del y. Del u by del y equal to minus 2y. Find out del v by del x. So del v by del x equal to how much? 2y. And del v by del y, which is equal to 2x. So now, so del u by del x equal to del v by del y minus of del v by del y. Del u by del x equal to del v by del y, first condition, and then del u by del y equal to minus of del v by del x. So the function hence fz is analytic. So that is the way that we check whether the function is analytic or not. So any complex function is given to you. You can find you can check it putting the Cauchy-Riemann condition and find out the partial derivative of u with respect to x, u with respect to y, v with respect to x, v respect to y, and then this condition is del u by del x equal to del v by del y, and del u by del y equal to del v by del x equal to minus del u by del y. If that condition in Cauchy-Riemann equation is satisfied, then you can easily say that function is analytic. Then we'll discuss about what is the Laplace's equation. It is Laplace's equation. Laplace's equation. This we'll discuss in the electrostatics or the harmonic function, but in complex variable, how the Laplace's equation comes. Let us take the function fz equal to your u plus I v, and it is analytic function. It is analytic function. Analytic function means the Cauchy-Riemann equations is valid. It means del u by del x equal to del v by del y, del v by del y, and del u by del y equal to minus of del v by del x, del x. Now you differentiate it with respect to y. So this is del square u by del x del y equal to del square v by del y square. Now you differentiate with respect to x. So it is del square u by del y del x, which is equal to minus del square v by del x square. Now if you sum these two, del square v by del y square plus del square v by del x square, then that is equal to del square v by del y square plus del square v by del x square, which is equal to 0. And this is known as the Laplace's equation in the electrostatics. Or we can get del square u by del x square plus del square u by del y square equal to 0. This is for v and this is for u. So this is the Laplace's equation in electrostatic, or this is also known as the harmonic function. So now we will come to the, what do you mean by the complex line integral? So complex line integral. So let us take a continuous function. This is our x and this is y and this is origin. Let us take the continuous function f z. These are the 2 points alpha and this is our beta, and it is divided into small segments, like this is z1, this is z2, z1, z2, and zk minus 1, and then we have the zk, and then we have the zn minus 1, and lastly beta. So in between we are considering, that is between z1 and alpha we have another point at eta 1, this is zeta 1, and between z1 and z2 we are taking a point zeta 2. Similarly we are taking the between zk minus 1 and zk, we are taking a point that is zeta k minus zeta k. So we are taking zeta k. So and between zn minus 1 and beta we are taking the zeta n. So this continuous function fz, continuous function fz, which is plotted in the Argand plane. This is the Argand plane. This function which has been the function which is continuous function which has been plotted in the Argand plane and having the finite length within the endpoints alpha and beta. Alpha and beta, these are the end points. They are the end points. So we subdivide this finite length in n parts by n minus 1 point. We are dividing into n parts by n minus 1 point. Minus 1 points, and that is z1, z2, and then zn minus 1. So let us select a point zeta k in the kth subinterval, that is z k minus 1 and z k, and let us take this sum as a, we take this sum as a Sn. So Sn equal to, so the this sum equal to Sn, which is equal to, for the value of the function f, zeta 1 into zeta 1 minus alpha into, this is zeta 1 minus this is z1 minus alpha, so z1 minus alpha plus f of zeta 2, and then it is z2 minus z1 plus, it will go on f of zeta n, and then it is beta minus zn minus 1. So this is the whole segment, the whole length, it is subdivided, and then we are multiplying the value of the function with this length z1 minus alpha, then again z2 minus z1 into this function f zeta 2. Like this way, at the last point we are getting beta minus zn minus 1 into the value of the function, that is f zeta n, which I have taken here. So this is nothing but it can be written as summation, and that is k equal to 1 to n, k equal to 1 to n, the value of the function f zeta k, then zk minus zk minus 1. So if number of these subintervals are increased, if we increase the number of subintervals, then what happens? This changes to this summation is changes to the integration. So, and this integration with having the two end points, one is integration alpha to beta and fz dz, which is equal to integration of the closed uh, contour and then your function fz and dz. So that is now the contour integral, C for the contour. So this is the complex line integral. This is the theoretical description of the complex line integral. So let us do one problem, how we will solve the complex line integral. So one problem is given, example, that is integration from 0 to 1 plus I, and the function is x square plus I y dz. So we'll have to solve this integration. So integration over the contour x square plus iy into dz. So dz equal to, we can write down integration x square plus iy dz equal to dx plus I dy. So now you change into this, first we separate into this real and imaginary parts. So this becomes integration x square dx, and then I into I, this is I square minus 1, so minus y into dy. This is our real part plus I, then y dx, firstly y dx, and then iy, x square into I dy, so plus x square into dy. So this is now you separate this integral, so this is integral over the contour. Now since x and y both are there in the expression, so we change into the parametric equation of the curve. We change into the parametric equations, and we are taking x equal to t and y equal to t square, and t is 0 and t is 1. So therefore this integral changes to integral changes to integration 0 to 1, then x square dx, x equal to t, so t square dt minus y dy, y equal to t square, and then it is 2t and dt plus I, again integration 0 to 1, and then it is t square plus 2tq into dt. So this becomes tq by 3 and minus t to the power 4 by 2 and 0 to 1. This is lower limit and upper limit, and then plus I, and then it is tq by 3 minus or plus t to the power 4 by 2, 0 to 1. So it becomes 1 by, to solve it becomes 1 by 6 minus 1 plus 5 I. So this is how we solve the complex integral.